Welcome back to the YBA. We are in the studio that is in progress. We're actually filming a haircut right now. We got it on a couple of different angles here and over here on a new camera. And I just thought, why not go live while we're doing a haircut? So I got my main cameraman, Denny, in the house here. Got my model, Danny and Denny. And we're making it happen. So check it out. Wow. And we got the camera holder, cameraman. Yeah, wherever. It's not the biggest studio yet. Maybe you stand over here. We get it going. So we're working on this side right now, and what we're going to do is the other side. So you're getting a little bit of a before and a little bit of an after here. We're going to take this just a little bit higher towards the top here, give them a little bit of room to grow back with. It does have like a tiny bit of product in here. But the clippers are slicing through it, no problem. Where we tapping in from, guys? Put the location. What degree is it outside? We're up here in Naples, Florida. It's about 80 degrees outside right now. And yesterday, the Bills won. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done. So I'm a little happy, but a little apprehensive about the whole thing because it was an ugly win, and we got some big teams coming down the stretch here. And, of course, the Patriots had to go ahead and win last night. Luck was on their side last night. Lamar went down. Man, there's been some egregious injuries this week. One dude looked like he broke his leg in the game. But right now we got the 1.5 on here, and we're just kind of finessing it into the top. I kind of like the way the blend is coming together here. We'll just get a little bit more detail, then we're going to start the other side, and I'll show you guys each step. How many people we got up in here so far? 5. They'll come. If you build it, they will come. We typically don't go live on Mondays, but it's the first time for everything. So we will be going live as much as 3 times a week, teaching people how to cut hair. We actually got a pretty cool series of ideas here. Once this whole studio setup gets implemented the right way, it'll be fun. Clipper I'm using here is the Sabre 2.0 from Stylecraft. And if you guys are interested in purchasing anything, there's going to be some good holiday savings right now. You guys can head over to the Stylecraft website. You guys could use the code LIVE67, and you could save some money on your order. But I'm really excited for when this studio gets up off the ground completely because you guys would actually be able to see through like the real cameras. This is going to be tough, but I got to spin you all the way around. And that means I'm going to have to reacclimate here. And fix this camera. Bang. Okay, so on this side, we're going to start out with the Exceed trimmers. I actually have these things set back a little bit so that the line's easy to remove as it was on the other side. And I'm going to make a bit of a circular kind of a burst fade guideline. And I'm going to try to leave his edge up intact towards the front there. These don't cut super close, so I'll be able to do that. We're also going to shape his beard up a bit too. Oh, I already know it. They're going to say, he's cooked. Shave it. You never know, bro. Sometimes you get a good room.
They said some other things, like one guy was like, guys that kind of jerk with some rooms when they wipe their ass.
I don't even read those clowns. Don't even give them no attention. Pretty soon, we're probably going to be doing subscriber commenting only, just due to the amount of nonsense that we get. But this is here for the subscribers, for the barbers, for the people trying to lift themselves up, for the people that are trying to maybe join this business. It's a good business, and I hear a lot of reasons why people don't want to join it. They say things like, I don't know how to cut hair yet. Well, I wasn't born knowing how to cut hair. They say things like, I'm too old, I can't get into this business. Don't think that your experience that you gathered throughout the rest of your life and the rest of your career wouldn't count towards this. I mean, honestly, with a basic approach to this, such as showing up on time, being dressed professionally, going the extra mile for your clients, This would already put you quite a bit further than a lot of barbers that are out here today doing this. So this is the saber-tooth clipper. It has the Echo Crunch blade on it that has caused a lot of noise in the industry. And you guys can hear the way it cuts. So as soon as I stop hearing that crunch noise, I know it's time to move on to my next step, whatever that next step might be. Try to spin him a tiny bit more so I can get a little bit more light. But we are limited on space in here because things are in process here. So we're working our way around some of the difficulties here. But we hope to bring you some of the best live barber content on YouTube and possibly other platforms once we figure out how to do everything the right way. But I really can't wait till you guys are able to see it through the real cameras with really good lighting, get a better idea of how the haircut actually looks. Those of you guys who are a little familiar with filming, you know that cell phones tend to kind of over sharpen images and they tend to kind of make it look like there's issues in your haircut that are not real. It's actually a great way to check your haircut towards the end. A lot of times I'll pull out my cell phone and I'll check it, pretty closely. And that'll tell me like if I have any more detailing I need to do or whatever. So all I did was that open taper step. I didn't even start to blend that out, and it's already coming out pretty good there towards the bottom. So we're gonna start getting this area up here so that the blend really stretches well into the top. Drop it in the comments right now. What do you guys do for work right now? How many people we got up in the room, Danny? 104 people up in the room. Double tap that like button. YouTube moved it. You used to be able to tap the middle of the screen, but apparently now they've buried it and hit it. No wonder it's so hard to get likes on YouTube now. It used to be a little bit easier. People would actually just double tap the middle of the screen. But we're switching over to our half guard now. And I'm going to blend out the area between my 1 and my 1.5. Oh, that is way better. I can actually see. Wouldn't mind hearing some Super Bowl predictions too while we're at it. I'm thinking on the AFC side, Denver Broncos look like a pretty good team. They could be pretty scary. Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills potentially would take a miracle for the Bills to get in there, I think. You got the NFC side is got all the heat. I think even if the Bills were to make it, the NFC side is going to be tough. We probably wouldn't win the Super Bowl is where I'm going with this. But a lot of good players have went down on a lot of teams, including the Bills. The Bills are down quite a few starters. And then they benched that bum Keon Coleman again yesterday. So he can't do anything right. And we ain't going to be able to trade him for nothing. But I would trade Keon Coleman for a six-pack and a bag of Doritos right now. Josh even kind of hurt his ankle yesterday, too. He came out taped up looking like Mahomes. Why can't I spin this any further? Like, what is in my way? Something is in my way here. Oh, it's the chair's backwards. I got a plan. There we go. I could actually see a little better now. What they saying, Danny? You're awful quiet.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, nice cut. Yeah, so much goes now. Your 3 million donuts. Just shave that rooster. Heavy pockets. That's effing hilarious. Yeah. Everyone in town is insane. But I hope you get deported. That's
Gotta love that.
what was it? That's a handsome trans man. My man is always working. Grinding.
we do have almost probably getting close to 2,000 videos, guys. I've drugged myself to the camera or a live or a short or edited well over 1,000 times now. And YouTube has changed so much since we got started. I mean, the whole reason we even started this channel was almost an accident. I've been cutting hair for many years before all that, but I was working at a barber school, and people weren't showing up like every day. Obviously, people would miss days here and there, and I would have to go back and like re-review what they missed with them. So I made 4 videos. The 4 core haircuts in our business is the blunt, the long layer, the graduated, and the 90-degree cut. So I made those videos, and I just had them on the school computer. And somebody was like, dude, you should post these on YouTube, which was a relatively new thing at the time. Long story short, obviously I did. Those videos did really good. And here we are still doing it like 14 years later. So, all right, hold up. I'm going to flip the camera this way. Now I can see what y'all got to say here. I'm going to put you guys on a... Wow. Get you guys over here. He said, $50 to make him bald. $50 is not enough, my friend. You don't have enough money. Hey, what's the cost of a haircut where you're at? How much money do you guys feel like you should be paying for a haircut? Just out of curiosity.
Remember when that shit was 20 for a haircut, 10 for a beard?
Yep. It was, I mean, I cut hair for many, many years. When I first came into the business, it was $11.50. And that was how much we were charging at Supercuts. Bro, my first day on the job at Supercuts, I did not know how to cut hair yet. And I did 20 people. Yeah. They're coming back like The Walking Dead. Said I paid $20 at Supercuts. Cost like $100 for my long curly hair. Where are you guys located with these prices? Because, I mean, obviously, business is just supply and demand, guys. So if there's a high demand for you, there's only one of you, you can raise your prices. You know, we were talking about how the airlines raise the prices during holiday time. Should barbers raise their prices during holiday time? Should barbers charge more money if it's an after-hours cut? I mean, if you worked overtime at your job, would you get extra money? I think personally the answer to most of these questions is probably not. And the reasons are, this is actually service. This is a service industry. So at the end of the day, you're providing a service to your customers. And if you're providing a good service to your customers, I think it would be a little snake-like of you to raise your prices during certain times. However, with the airlines, they get to sit behind their screens and make the price whatever they want. But I guarantee anybody who's flying out right now around Christmas is probably paying a couple $100 more than they should be paying when they're going. So that same exact flight is going to be way cheaper. And the airlines are going to say, well, it's just supply and demand. Love these trimmers here, guys. This is the Rain trimmer from Stylecraft. He said $3 to $4 is okay. Hundreds for an edge up. Where did you get hundreds? There we go.
Are those his trimmers from the other day?
Yeah. All right, the live glitched for a second, but we're back. All right, we're gonna blend them in. Do you want to take some off the top?
Yeah.
You got it, bro. Hopefully we got enough water to actually get his hair wet. He's got a good amount of hair, guys. You got some like styling powder in there, don't you?
Yeah, it's Osmond's.
Yeah, it's tough to comb through, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so being that this is a mohawk, I'm gonna comb it up and away for now so that I can dial in last little details here. But you guys can see the fade's coming out pretty tight. Actually looks pretty good even in the cell phone camera, so you know it's good. But should barbers charge more for after hours cuts? I mean, I still think about when the sickness in the land came and a lot of barbershops were shut down, a lot of clients were offering a lot of money for haircuts at that time. I mean, anybody who was doing this at the time was probably cutting hair outside. Anybody who was doing this at the time was definitely cutting hair outside of the shop, making a lot of money. And I think that actually made a lot of barbers kind of understand that they could be charging more. But where we get off track here, especially with some of the goofballs in the chat that don't really know anything about this business, we get off track with the whole supply and demand thing, which is pretty important. Like if you are booked for 2 weeks out, you can raise your prices. 2 weeks is too long to be booked for. So you're not really able to grow your clientele in any meaningful way anymore because you're booked solid. So that's when you need to start to raise your prices. And of course, you're not gonna be able to take everybody with you. And of course, there's people who are gonna go to Supercuts. There's people who are gonna go to cheaper barbers. That's fine. That's the nature of the beast. If you thought you were gonna get in this business with one customer and that was gonna make or break you, even if you have a bad experience with a customer, one customer is not gonna make or break your entire business. Like if you're in this for the long haul, it's not gonna do it. That's why a lot of people are like, I wanna try cutting hair, but I'm afraid, like, what if I mess somebody's hair up? Well, what if you mess somebody's hair up? You gotta crack an egg to make an omelet. Is that gonna stop you from doing it, right from the beginning? It's not. It shouldn't. All right, we're gonna use the most underrated trimmers. These are the Flex trimmers from Stylecraft. I love these trimmers, especially if you put that X-Pro blade on here. You can get these trimmers for like $130, and you could pretty much do almost anything you could do with all the top trimmers. These have a super torque rotary motor in them, 3 hours of runtime, USB charging. They come with a stand and different lids and stuff, and they do a really good job. So I honestly think that this would be like my top pick for anybody who's on a budget but is working professionally. This would be a really tough one to beat. You said the egg doesn't have to walk around unconscious for 2 weeks? How is anybody going to get good at anything without making mistakes, guys? Let's be realistic here. I know this is social media, and you guys all think that everybody doing everything on social media must be the best at it in the world. I mean, there's people that need to learn things. And for those of you guys who are real negative on yourself, I know a lot of people are very negative on their own, on their own. What advice would you give to your son? Your son comes to you and he says, Dad, I'm struggling with this. I'm not good at this. I want to quit. I want to quit this sports team. I come from the generation where my dad would say, go ahead, quit the team. You'll be a quitter for the rest of your life. He was right, because quitting that first time is hard. But if you keep making a habit out of it, it's easier and easier every time you do it. You got a lot of people quitting on relationships. You got a lot of people quitting on jobs they shouldn't. You got a lot of people quitting on themselves. But if you're okay with making mistakes, that's when you actually have some freedom. You can be free to grow. These trimmers shaped them up real quick, real nice. Would your barber tell you there's a red patch behind your ear? Probably not. Actually, there's not a red patch behind his ear. Would a man with an ounce of testosterone make a comment like that? Probably not. It's all these feminine traits, man. You guys see Jake Paul's fight? Jake Paul and Andrew Tate lost. Blow up your cheek real quick. Blow some air in it. There you go. More. But Jake Paul didn't belong in that ring at all. But what do you make, like $90 million or something? That's what people are signing up. They're like, hey, man, sign me up. Someone could punch me in my face for $90 million. That'd be all right. But I'll tell you what, that guy was a solid boxer. Jake Paul never really had a chance in that fight at all. How many hours in the tattoo parlor do you have, you think? Too many hours in the tattoo parlor. With a broken jaw. Yeah, I guess he's got a broken jaw. We are in the business in the barbershop of current affairs. More of an NFL thing, but I don't really watch that much. But I can understand how he said, grown man talking about Jake Paul. Well, I wouldn't expect a feminine man to not talk about boxing, I guess. You know, whatever you're into, if it's crocheting or whatever. But why wouldn't I talk about that? A lot of people wanted to see that guy get knocked out. I wasn't one of them. I could care less. I'm going to line him up on this side now. And we got to detail the beard on this side a little more, too. Chip you this a little bit. It's my first time ever cutting his hair, too, guys. I'm getting to know it a little bit. I don't want to shock him and make like a huge difference. But probably one of these days I'll get you to fade your beard out really low. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to start growing it out more. Like bringing the neckline down maybe.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Like if you want your beard to have some length to it, it's all this hair down here that you're going to have to stop cutting. Because that's where it all comes from, like all the length. Because like if you got hair that's attached up here, let's say it's the length of this comb, it's only going to hang down your chin, you know, like that 2-inch. But if it's attached down here, that's when you're going to start to get, you know, some pretty significant length. These are the saber trimmers. I use these trimmers a ton. I use the rain trimmer a lot. I have them both set a little bit different. Like a good piece of advice that I could tell you guys after like helping develop a lot of tools. Like I've been, my fingerprints are on all kinds of the Gamma and Stylecraft tools. One thing I could say that most beginners or even barbers who've been in the industry a long time, they don't really understand how setting up their tools in the right way could really help them. Like help them save time, help them cut better, cut faster. And having a trimmer that's set back a little bit is a huge help. And that's why I have my Exceed set like that. But then when I need to make lines, I don't want to use that one because I have it set back some. He said, Unc, nice with it. Jake Paul sold their soul years ago. He might have. I'd be honest, I don't know a whole lot about the guy. I just, I seen some of the stuff with him and Logan Paul like everybody else, you know. I think I want to say I remember him going to that weird forest in Japan. Like that was the thing that I remember him for the most. I don't want to say what it was because I got a feeling this video could get banned if I say it because he got in a lot of trouble for it. But I remember, but at the same time, like he's a pretty young kid. Like what did he know? You know, he was going over there and exploring the world, and that's what he found. So it is what it is. If you guys are enjoying the live, thumb it up. We almost got 100 likes, man. So there are some cool people out there. It's actually been a pretty chill room compared to the one we had. We went live twice Saturday. The second live was so much better. Everybody in there was really cool. I don't really care. A lot of you guys are saying that I've been feeding into the negativity on the lives a little bit too much. And I was watching some other people's lives, and I kind of realized I was. So, you know, going forward, I'm going to try not to chirp at you guys too much. Why give those people attention, right? Shout some people out. Thank you. Said that's a nice cut. Hashim Karim, appreciate you, man. I think you got an admirer in there. Shark Doodle says you're handsome. Have you ever had like enhancements on your beard before?
Like spray, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a pencil thing.
I like to do the, it's kind of like a color that you actually paint in, but it lasts like 3 days. We do it that way. It's kind of dope. Let's see. Somehow it's actually pretty damn even from one side to the other. Blow up this cheek a little bit with air. There you go. Said your work is pristine. Thank you. Appreciate you. We always just try to do the best work we can, man. That's the thing that I try to live by. Like, I don't really like to let anybody leave the shop with a cut I wouldn't wear, or that I don't do the best job I can do about it. And that's why I like having the booking service, because it allows me to just book appointments and take my time and do the things I want to do. Every haircut, you know, is different. They all require a certain amount of attention, and you know, as you practice a lot, you start to kind of realize like certain hair types tend to do certain things, and you get a little better. Hopefully you get a little better each day. I remember when I went to go work in the machine shop, it was drastically different than anything I'd ever done before. There was a lot to learn and a lot to know. A lot of the guys been there for years and, you know, really kind of had it figured out. And I remember one dude, he said to me, he goes, look, dude, just try to learn one thing every day. By the end of the year, you'll have 365 new things under your belt.
What did you do at the machine shop?
I worked on medical parts. I ran lathes, mills, lasers, EDMs. Yeah, I did a lot of that. Kind of hoped that maybe I would have been able to do certain things with that, but I was miserable.
I went from hospitality to making custom knives, doing like lathes and
That's
CNC
cool.
machines and all that stuff.
Was that in this town?
No, I was in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, you lived in Asheville?
Yeah.
That's so cool, dude. I like Asheville. Yeah, there's a lot of machining up there. Sweet. Show the camera. Boom. How much is a knife like that?
That's $1,500.
That's a $1,500 knife?
Yeah.
Dang. That's sick.
I used to grind the blades and all that stuff.
That's cool. I still sharpen like my own knives and stuff. Ever since I was little and I was hunting, I always had the hunting knives, and
Yeah.
I'd sharpen them, and they'd be like, never stainless steel though. The blades that we had back then were never stainless steel. The stainless steel never held an edge.
Yeah.
We actually used to have to keep oil on them and everything, and use oil when we sharpened them, and you could make them knives so sharp. My grandfather was so good at it.
That's cool.
You skin a deer with one of them, dude. It's a big difference. Nothing to it. Just got a phone call there. We had a. Hopefully, it don't mess up the audio. You guys, let me know if the audio's still going. Sometimes when people call me during the live, that happens. So normally at this point, I bring you guys in for a little closer look so you guys can see the details in the fade, but that's going to have to wait a second. I got to go back outside to get the, I got to go get the light for that. But let's see if we could comb out some of this product, which is going to make it a bit unpleasant on you, and I'm sorry. But if I can comb through some of this product, it will take me longer to comb it out than it will to cut it. Nah, I almost got it. That's the thing with that, with those powders. It's cool and it makes your hair look a lot thicker. It gives you kind of like a beach look.
Oh, it wasn't a powder. It was that water base.
It wasn't a powder?
Yeah, it's like a.
Oh, it's like a styling paste.
Yeah. Shout out Bowsman.
There you go. There we go. We got it all combed down now. Back's fairly long. Do you like it longer in the back there?
It's like a mullet, so.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think he did like those like feathered like scissors or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like texturizing shears.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're gonna cut the top. I know you guys are getting impatient. It took a second to comb out the top. How much you want to take off the top, bro? Like a half inch or something.
Whatever you think looks good.
I can see it gets like right about here is about where it's getting a little bit thin. So we'll cut it to there. So we're going to set in this Mohawk guideline. And it's not necessarily because he has a Mohawk. But we're going to follow this guideline right down the back of the head, over the parietal ridge, and down the fall line. And right now, we don't really want to texturize our guideline. I don't know how many barbers are actually in here, but I do see students texturizing their guideline a lot, which is only going to make it more difficult to follow. So there's no great reason to do that. In this case, because we want to clean up this mullet action a little bit because it's kind of curling like crazy at the very bottom. I like to have it like kind of all even and going straight down the back. So now, what we could do here, let's try. Leave it slick. You could wear a slick back, bro. Nah, but the way you wear it is tight, though. It looks good.
I think I had the hard part before that, and then after I did like that Viking like slick back thing.
Right. That's what I'm going for with the beard, the Viking look.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you can see my guideline, and you can see what I got to cut next. I'm going to zoom you guys in a bit here so you guys can see that a little bit better. See you, bitch. All right, so we'll take our guideline here, and this is where we're going to use some texturizing technique. This is point cutting, and the direction in which you point cut is going to push the hair. So if I want the hair to kind of fall more towards the center, that means that I'm going to cut into it this way on this side and this way on this side with the tips of the shears. So if you've ever had your hair styled, I should say, if you've ever had your hair cut and it was just styling so easy for you, there's a pretty good chance that somebody got that right. Otherwise, you might have your hair and you're like, man, I got the haircut, I got everything I wanted, but it's not really falling the way I want it to naturally. So now that I got my guideline from here, I'm going to transfer it down the side of the head some. So right here, we want to try to over direct out, and we're going to use that same technique. Make sure you can see some guide when you're cutting. And now he's going to have plenty of texture in there. We'll go to the other side. So you can see right where we left off. You see this side, everything's all cut all the way to the back, right? And now we're going to jump over to this side. And on this side, I would like to stand over there, but I'm not going to be able to because I got too much stuff in this room. So on this side, I'm going to point cut this way so that the hair pushes towards the center. And honestly, I'm not really too worried about the whole section. I'm kind of more focused alongside where my guideline was. So I got myself to about right here. Now I need to bring it down the side, which honestly is going to be easier if I just stand over here. So I gotta be able to get near where I was. So I'll go fishing for my guideline. Make sure I've got it all good. Take it down right off the parietal ridge. So now once I've got that whole top section cut the way I want it, appreciate you, man. So what I'm going to do now, when we stand this way and we cut horizontally, we want to cross-check vertically. So we're going to cross-check the haircut. If you guys could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be pretty cool. We're just trying to get to 100 likes if we can. So when I'm cross-checking, whether I do see mistakes or not, that's the time to address them, but it's also a good time to add a little more texture, which this could actually save you a little bit of trouble because now you're not going to have to use the texturizing shears if you don't want them, if you don't got them. I'm actually the style of cutting I do, I try to do as much with my shears as I can before I use texturizing shears. Thank you. So we actually have a guideline here in the center. If I comb this up, I'll show you guys like a traditional technique. And the way that I would typically do this is I would just use shear over comb here. And I could just continue to comb it up, roll it down, reset. Tip this head down a little bit. Because of the product in the hair, this is much more difficult because it's not really laying the way it normally would. And I feel like I'm pulling his hair too much when I do this, but basically, when we're doing shear over comb, we want to roll and reset. We'll move only our thumb. So it's this, right? We're going to move our thumb. We're going to put it along the back of the shear, the back of the comb, rather, and we're going to roll it out towards us. Appreciate you guys for getting me to the 100. You guys are the best. So comb it back down, roll and reset. This isn't like a one-size-fits-all technique either. Like you're going to have to go through a few times. And as you get good at this, before I do this other side, I'm actually just going to move the camera over here because that'll make it easier. As you get good at this, right, you could kind of comb this down, and I can spot right here that there's longer hair, right? I can see. So if I pick this up real quick, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. There's some long-ass hair right there. And I can spot that just by looking at the section. So as you get better at cutting hair, you'll develop, probably the hardest thing you can develop here is your barber eye. You'll start to develop that eye and you'll be able to do it. So if I stand this way, you guys will be able to see this probably a little bit better, and so will my other cameras. So it's about as much spin as I'm going to get, right? So what we'll do, remember my guideline is in the center. I could actually come from the top if I want. You guys can see my guideline is right there. So with my guideline being right there, I could point cut. It's so hard to do this without standing in the spot that I want to stand, but
You'll never spin this around the other way?
no, you're cool. This is how it goes on stage sometimes. When people are on stages, you know, they're cutting hair in front of you, they got to cut hair in different ways that are not normal Because like the best way would be the most ergonomic way, which would be like right in front of you. So we got us some hair that's long right here. And I'm trying not to stand in the way. I actually have 3 cameras going here right now, guys, so I'm trying not to stand in the way of all of them. So we're going to work our way right around here. Appreciate you guys for the 105 thumbs up. You guys are great. Okay, so I cut that all vertically, right? So now when I do my cross-check, I'll cross-check it horizontally. And also, as I comb this hair down, I could already see where there's a long hair that I missed. I could literally just look right at it and I could know that. But I'm going to fix it as I go through now. I'm going to pick it up horizontally. And I'm looking to see if I got any long hairs, any sections that I need to change.
And then when I grow the ponytail out, it'll be good.
So now you're in good shape in the back, and we could pick it up just like this. If you have anything that's out of whack, you'll be able to see. And even if you don't have anything out of whack, this is the perfect time to add texture. All right, so now that we got the back kind of going and flowing, so I used to use a Floby. He said, I always miss the lives. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping in here. All right, so one unsophisticated way that you guys can check it that actually works pretty well is just stick your fingers in and lift them up. Try to get them all the way into the base, lift it up. You can usually tell if you have anything out of whack by doing this. And all of this feels pretty damn good. So I felt like there was something over here when I did this. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. There's nothing. It's just a product. Just going through all my sections quickly, making sure I've cross-checked, double-checked anything that I don't want, and all is quite well. So his haircut's looking pretty badass. One of the last things we'll do, I know that he won't wear his hair like this, but one of the last things we'll typically do, and sometimes I'll even do this first, is I'll comb all the hair down, and this is called your 0 section, and that just means that if it's down to 0 degrees of elevation, or your bang section, this could happen also across the back. Like if this client wore really long hair in the back, I would address the 0. So this way, if he pushes his hair forward at any point, he's not going to find some long ass hair that I forgot and then bitch about how bad my haircuts are.
So for people going to the barber, do you recommend them putting product in their hair so you can see what it looks like? Or
No.
So no product at all?
Yeah, when you go to the barber shop, if you come in with your hair clean and dry, it definitely makes things a little bit easier, because then the hair, especially the way that I like to cut hair so that like I'm giving you 99% of your style, hopefully, before you leave without any product. And then when you add product to it, you'll add less product. It'll lay better when you do add product to it, and it'll just be a win-win for everybody. So I'm going to go grab my light so I could check and make sure my whole fade is tight and give you guys a closer look. Nah, I got a perfect light for this. I'll be right back. Keep them entertained, Danny. They won't be able to hear you, though, because I got the mic attached to my beard. Couple minutes, not long. I see your focus peaking working well on that other camera. Yeah. All right, y'all. Hopefully we've entertained you, inspired you, whatever. But I want to show you guys the cut. So obviously it's not styled or anything just yet, but that fade's looking tight. Top's highly texturized. And It's kind of hard for me to get around to this side here, but yeah, it's looking tight. Beard's on point, good for growing in, looking pretty sharp. Might have missed a hair or two underneath the neck, but we'll get those before he goes. And there you go, man. It's always fun when we get a good room like this. I do appreciate you guys all for coming in here. The ultimate goal of this studio is going to be to really just kind of help bring people into this business. And we're going to have all kinds of new stuff coming back here. We have filmed all this from some good cameras and stuff like that. So stay tuned for the content we'll drop for that. And we got some really good lighting, and we're going to be redoing the whole background and messing around back here until we get it right. So it's going to be a bit of a work in progress, but we're not going to let that derail our progress. We're going to keep going live just like this with you guys, trying to show you guys things. But elements that are going to come into the show, I think you guys are going to find fun. We'll be talking about some current event stuff and just, you know, having some fun and make it a little bit more about other things too, so that you guys can kind of be entertained as well. So this space is actually, it's kind of funny the way this worked out, guys, but this is going to be a Stylecraft studio. But the way this all worked out was I was an inch away from actually demolishing this wall. I was going to take this wall down and add a couple more stations at the shop. But right at that time, my lives started doing pretty good. And I asked Stylecraft if they would consider, you know, kind of sponsoring a space back here where we could go live like multiple times a week, teach new students, show new products, do new things. You want a beard cam? I need a beard cam. Just a straight up cam, just jammed on the beard. I like it, bro. Like, look, these are the suggestions. Any suggestions that you guys have, please drop them in the comments. We're trying to make this show for you guys. We're trying to make this show so that you guys like it the most. So if there's topics you want to see covered, whether it's in our industry or not, if there's tools you want to see covered, whether they're Stylecraft or not, we're going to have some other barbers cutting hair back here. And we have some really nice microphones and stuff that we'll be able to kind of podcast during them cutting and run the show. There's going to be some insane deals, giveaways, all kind of stuff. So that's the ultimate goal of this. But I don't know if I'll be doing another live or not tomorrow. I'll try to go live tomorrow if I can. But tomorrow's kind of like D-Day. It's like the last day before Christmas, and it's busy, man. I think I got like 20 people on my schedule tomorrow, and I'm going to be walking out of here with a sore back. But I do appreciate all of you guys. Somebody said Daniel Bryan. So can you help us prove that gray hair isn't hard to fade? Yes, I can. That I can. Yeah, the beard and the mic in the beard actually just sounds the best. But yeah, he said double tap the middle of the screen on your way out, man. I really do appreciate you guys. And always remember, if you guys are purchasing anything for this holidays, you guys can head over to Stylecraft. Anything on their website, anything you guys see me use here, you guys can use the code LIVE67 at checkout, and you could save some money. So with that being said, this is the YBA with over 1,000 videos to help you learn. Subscribe if you're not already. Double tap the middle of the screen on the way out. 48 minutes on the live. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. I'm out.